Hello, hello, collective. Welcome back, Love Tribe. So, we're going to get into a reading today, of course. However, first video up and out, I'm going to do the pre reading prayer and energy calibration. Dil Divine here, your friendly neighborhood queer muse, oracle, and soul guide. So, if you are able to, I want to invite you relax in your seat, get more comfortable, situate yourself. If you're in an environment where you can't close your eyes, I'm going to invite you to do that with me. However, if you want to listen to this and kind of treat it as if a gentle energy cleansing and calibration washing over you, whether you're commuting, doing chores, cleansing yourself, taking a shower, whatever, you could do that too. So really honor what your environment dictates and what's safest for you. Because I don't want anybody doing anything crazy if you're trying to operate a vehicle or anything like that, all right? So without further ado, settle yourself in. These are all invitations, never commands. I'm going to close my eyes for a couple seconds because it really helps me get into the zone. So without any rush or force, I want to invite you to start to take some nice, deeper, fuller inhalations, some nice, deep belly breaths. And allow for the exhalations to be full releases. You may even purse the lips as you exhale. Allowing for each breath to help melt away any tension, any restrictions, any tightness that no longer serves. Allowing these deep, nourishing inhalations to not only fill the belly, it also signals to the nervous system to reroute its focus, inviting it to calm down a little bit. Slowing our thoughts, slowing our body down to really land in this container, land in this space wherever you are, whenever you are. I always co-create these with timeless intentions. And as you continue with this beautiful, deep, nourishing breath, trusting your intuition on how long to maybe make the inhalation versus the exhalation, I'm going to invite you to imagine a sweet and bright yellow light. A sweet and bright yellow light. With your inhalation, I want you to imagine it receiving this light as if it's coming from the heart of the cosmos, the heart of the sky, the universe, way up above your head, above your crown. So we inhale, receiving this energy with a downward current, washing over us, flowing to and through us, entering through the crown as well as around us in our space. Down, 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 to and through the body, through your energetic column, spinal column and core, all the way out through the root, going down, down, down through the legs and toes as well, as if it's connecting with the heart of Mother Earth Gaia below. So you're this beautiful bridge and conduit of this sweet and bright yellow light coming from up above with the inhalation, going down, down, down. And now with your exhalation, that sweet and bright yellow light is going to come back up to and through you from the heart of Mother Earth Gaia below, supported and kissed and blessed and amplified with the support of our sacred ancestors. The exhalation, feeling this beautiful yellow and bright sweet light, breath of life, traveling upward, onward, and outward, reconnecting with the heart of the sky, the cosmos, the universe up above. So you are this beautiful circuit, inhaling downward current of energy, exhaling upward, onward, and outward current of energy. And take a couple more breaths. We're going to stay in this for a moment. I want to invite you to play with this circuit, with this flow, with you as this beautiful conduit, this beautiful bridge, with this yellow light associated with illumination, wisdom, and joy. And continue breathing out nice, full breaths, perhaps allowing your intuition and your imagination to guide you to direct this energy and this light towards a certain part of the body, or maybe a certain intention, Or maybe just something really random and sweet pops up in your mind's eye, in your imagination, or at the tip of your consciousness. Whatever's coming up and presenting itself to you in this moment, continue to breathe deep and nourishing breaths, really enjoying and relishing this light. And I'm going to call upon and welcome in our guides more formally and specifically. And as always, feel free to take what resonates, leave what doesn't, calling upon your own guides of choice. O holiest spirit, holiest ancestors, holiest angels, guardian angels, deities, gods, goddesses, Neteru, holiest ascended masters, Atlanteans, Lemurians, Lyrans, Minticons, Pleiadians, Syrians, Andromedans, Arcturians, holiest starseed allies, family, friends, and lineage, holiest and beloved sacred power animals and Mayan oracles, holiest dragons, fairies, mermaids, and unicorns, holiest and beloved inner children and adolescents, highest and holiest selves, highest and holiest celestial divine souls, spiritual beings, family, and tribes of the highest vibration and purest intentions. I call upon you all now to please cleanse and purify, center and ground, shield and protect us all to and through unconditional love, light, and pure source energy. O holiest spirit team and tribe, I pray and I ask and I request that you allow me to be of service as a pure and unbiased channel in service to divine will, respecting the free will and divine timing for all parties involved and impacted. O holiest guides and tribe, may this prayer as well as the following reading find members of the collective all in divine timing. Let this prayer and let this reading be co-created with timeless intentions, trusting that it will present itself on the right person's paths in the most divine moment. And O holiest ancestors, and particularly calling upon holiest high angels, Ariel and Jophiel, to assist us with this yellow ray of light, this yellow ray of illumination, wisdom, and joy, to infuse and calibrate and align all of our cells and DNA to the highest vibration and frequency available at this time for all those parties who consent to receive it here in this now. I thank you so much for this privilege and opportunity to be of service to the collective, to the love tribe, to all those tuning in across all time, space, and dimensions in alignment with divine timing. May receive wisdom of the Most High, may it flow with ease, may it be comprehended with ease. And may we all surrender any unnecessary blockages, obstacles, expectations, being as open-minded and open-hearted as possible while respecting and honoring all boundaries and universal laws so that this reading, this calibration, and this prayer has the most optimal effects possible whenever it reaches whoever it reaches. Thank you so much for this privilege and opportunity to be of service, O holiest spirit team, tribe, and guides. And with these sacred words and our shared sovereign intentions and consent, may this holiest container be officially and sacredly opened, upheld, sustained, and empowered, once again to and through unconditional love, light, pure source energy, and this yellow ray of joy, illumination, and wisdom. Thank you, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is. All right, thank you so much, collective. Once again, I'm Dil Divine, your friendly neighborhood queer muse, oracle, and soul guide. And follow me into the next video so that we can jump right into the cards and get into this reading. All right, hello Des, and welcome back, Love Tribe and Collective. The camera might be a little bit rocking for a second while it recalibrates, but I mean, let's be honest. We're always dealing with high vibrations over here, at least as best as we can. So I just did the pre-reading prayer and energy calibration with the yellow light of joy, illumination, and wisdom. Although this is always co-created, and I pray that this finds people in alignment with divine timing, so it's a timeless reading. I am recording on a Sunday, and in the last reading I did, even though we opened with a teal and turquoise light with holiest sandalphone, today I've been guided to the yellow ray and allowing the holiest angels Ariel and Jophiel to help us with that, or Jophiel, depending on how you want to pronounce it, you know? So, of course, take the spirit guides that resonate with you, call upon the team and tribe as well as the ancestors that you, I don't think I can curse on here, but that you connects with. If you know, you know. And let's get into it. Now, also a really interesting thing that Spirit was guiding me today is Out of the new decks that I've been playing with, I got one more recently that I didn't use in the last reading called Mausolea, Oracle of Souls, okay? Mausolea, Oracle of Souls. Oh, and notice I was trying to have me clear the throat chakra as soon as I even say that and get into it. All right, Spirit, she really came that way. All right. So we're going to get into this because essentially I felt really drawn to this deck to lean a little bit more into the darkness, lean a little bit more into the shadows, not from a place of fear, not from a place of judgment, not from a place of shade. Rather, it's to bring illumination for a greater and deeper integration, maybe going into something a little bit uncomfortable. Because growth occurs at the edge / beyond the comfort zone. So whatever comes up and comes through, if it hits you and it ain't meant to miss you, as they say. I almost forgot that for a second. We have nothing to fear. And we don't even need to fear itself. So without further ado, let's get some shuffles. Let's get a card over here. Let's see what the Mausolea Oracle and the Holiest Spirit Guides want to bring to us here in this now. Especially because in the last reading, we were being tapped on to show up. To show up and shine, to show up and leverage our powers, to be a member of the team. Essentially honoring our divine duty, our divine calling. What our soul is wanting and needing us to do. And with this, stepping further into, essentially, I want to say this reactivated and ideally recalibrated identity, especially if you're listening to the energy calibration prayers and your own energy work, there is room and space to mourn, grieve, and release perhaps old parts of self that we're letting go of. And not only to mourn and grieve, Spirit is having me come through with this joy and this yellow light. Let's celebrate what we're letting go of. Let's celebrate what we are releasing that no longer serves. So for some of y'all, maybe like me, you are stepping further into and being more consistent with healthier and winning habits. Maybe you're showing up more consistently for your goals, for your intentions, for essentially your soul assignments, for your divine homework, so to speak, your tasks, your tareas. Okay, this might be like, this might have some, and I had a feeling this was gonna have to, that this might connect with some of my like Spanish-speaking folks and friends. I've been getting a lot of those messages too. At any rate, let's see what Mausolea is serving. Please and thank you, Holy Spirit team and tribes of the Most High, guides of the Most High. Okay, they're probably gonna have me do, it doesn't feel like this one wants to be a jumper today. Okay, they want me to do a deliberate, separation. Power of 3 sets us free. And that's the second time I've used that phrase in the last several days of relevance. So Holy Trinity's power of 3, charmed, the charmed ones may be relevant for you. So let's see, what's the T Spirit? Set, Prince of Avarice, short-sightedness, ambition, and narcissism. Ooh, coming from the kingdom of the Duat, Egyptian pantheon. So we have Set coming through. I feel as though, now I told you this one goes into the shadows. Now this is not meant to, if we're seeing this card, this is not automatically say, okay, you're a narcissist and short-sighted. No, like we don't need to take this, so literally like that. It's like, let's pause and reflect and come through here. They're even having me wanting me to really like get up into it. Okay. Positive things coming through here, especially with ambition coming through for the card. Now, I don't really like the shady shade that Set did to Osar, with the betrayal and the killing of his brother, an attempt to take control of Egypt and the kingdom. There is something about, I'm getting a sense of rising up again, reactivating your ambition, channeling your desire to empower you, to enervate you, to motivate you, to encourage you, to activate you, to act, to make moves, to move forward. There's something about reactivating your hunger for your power, your hunger for what you believe is your divine right, your divine station, your divine position, and not letting what has attempted to bury you, not allowing betrayals, disappointments, obstacles and delays, shade to hold you back any longer. Okay, and some of the guidance here, because they have me shift to that word of narcissism. Now, I'm not inviting us to become narcissistic, right? Like where we're so full of ourselves that we act in arguably deplorable manners of selfishness, and we act without compassion, we act without consideration, we act within a power-hungry scarcity. No. What I am getting, though, is the recentering of self. And I did see something about, in a healthy way, about self-centeredness earlier today. Like I saw a meme that was talking about, you call me self-centered, but who else should I be centering but myself? That doesn't mean we don't care about others. That doesn't mean we don't take care of our dependents and those we have commitments and agreements with. This doesn't mean we become a tyrant. No. This is asking, inviting, and encouraging. Putting yourself first, putting your mission first, putting your ambition back front and center, empowering it with the refocusing of your desire and your desire energies, your creative energies, getting a lot of sacral and solar plexus again as well. For some, this may be, because he's even called the Prince of Avarice in this card. And avarice for me is like one of those, I think a synonym in English, or at least a very closely related word, is greed, okay? Greed. But avarice to me takes it to the next level. And now I'm thinking of the Orange Lantern Corps. Not that I'm an expert in DC Comics. And that orange energy with the sacral again. Even the way this card looks, where it's like, it's not quite a quote unquote hole, but it's like this circular hole in the rock, like a portal, an opening, if you will. I'm really getting this energy of coming out of events, traumas, situations, things that essentially try to hold you up and bury you and keep you at a certain layer and level that is lower than your soul is essentially here to reach in this lifetime. Trying to keep you at a certain station, a position, a layer, a level. And there's an opening, and there's more and more light shining through. There's a breakthrough energy here, and it's like you're standing, you've already risen up, because like I've said in the last reading that came through recently, it's like Spirit isn't saying you need to step up anymore, you're already there. It's more about like showing up. And now with this one, you're standing in the portal, you're standing in the threshold, and Spirit is like, continue walking through it. Your ambition is not wrong. This feeling, these sensations, these reactivations, for some, I'm feeling it's like you've been feeling like you want to do more, you want to achieve more. All right, this is about to end, so we're gonna come back into part 2, and we're gonna delve into this deeper with some more cards. All right, let's get it. All right, so we're back for part 2 of the reading, building off of where Set was basically letting us know we are at a threshold to move forward from what tried to bury us, delay us, box us in, hold us up. A breakthrough in divine intervention has already brought in a lot of light and a lot of fresh air, especially the breath of life. And continue to reactivate your cells, grounding into this moment. It's time to go for what you want consistently. And continue to employ and utilize your ethics, your morals, your own codes of conduct so that you can channel your ambition and desire essentially in a high vibrational way. It's okay to be hungry, you know, like that phrase that we used to use, be like, oh, she's hungry, they're hungry for it, you know? Like, I'm hungry for the crown, you know, as you can tell, I'm a drag race girly. So I'm coming for the crown. There are ways, though, to be hungry for the crown, ambitious for the crown, and dedicated to it. And we can see, you know, the types of queens who get more of the villain edit or play more of the villain, or maybe they do some stuff where they, like, who are the type of queens who want to maybe throw marbles, so to speak, metaphorically, to trip other girls up or play the mind games, versus who are the ones who are hungry and focused and ambition, and yet maybe their own personal code of ethics is like, I just want to be me. I'm just trying to do me, stay in my own lane, yeah? You know, so it's up to you. I always advocate for staying in your own lane because I'm a big believer. Karma does what karma needs to do. God, Goddess, Source handles things. I give everything to divine. I do not like vengeful spirits personally. I don't like revenge and vengeance around me in my orbit all the time. And I believe what you do is what you house. And I don't want vengeful spirits feeling welcome or housed around me. So I personally don't perpetuate or get into those energies. That is different from defending yourself, speaking truth to power, and taking aligned and divided guided action and showing up for justice when you are guided to act for it, okay? It's a whole different thing where you want to sit there and like jump the boom boom gun and take vengeance into your own hands, and you want to play God, Goddess, Source and dole out all these judgments and put somebody through it. It's just like, I mean, it's your choice, baby. Okay, we're going to build off of Set. However, I really feel guided to utilize the message from the book in this one as well. I feel as though Spirit is wanting us to kind of get into this gag. Like, I feel like there's some kind of nugget that's really going to be important before we go into the next one. So, where are you, Set, with the duat? Okay, here we are. I'm going to read the Dominion of Duat as well, because these cards are kind of divided into different, more or less, underworld kingdoms and pantheons. So the Dominion of Duat is the center of secrets, ritual, and mystery. In its temples and desert monuments, the true nature of being, reality, and creation are hidden, unlocked only through adherence to its rites and rituals. To dwell in Duat is to face the realities most hide from most thoroughly. How well do you know yourself, your desires, and whether your heart and intentions are pure? For in Duat, these will surely be judged. So I love all of that, and that keyword desire has already been coming up. Now Set, Prince of Avarice, exiled and isolated. Set plots with outsiders and demons for the overthrow of Duat and to undermine the other gods that dwell there. Concerned for nothing and no one but his own ambitions, he cannot see that his present state of solitary punishment has been brought about by himself and his jealousy. He desires rulership of the realm, even if he must destroy it and all that it represents to obtain it. He has not considered what he will do once he is ruler of an empty, featureless, demon-ridden waste. Set warns us of the dangers of unbridled ambition and self-absorption. Okay, so we pretty much were already channeling that. Thank you, Spirit. We're already given the gag. It's like, channel your ambition in alignment with your ethics, in alignment with your soul calling, with consideration and compassion. Spirit, where do you want us to focus with this? Okay, we're gonna get one of the Magic the Gathering cards, and then we're gonna do the tarot next. Bringing this further down into earth. Where is Spirit being guided with this focus, with this ambition, with this moral, this lesson from the Duat, from Set? I will say, for some of y'all, this is also the affirmation and confirmation, like, you are buzzing with potent creative energy, with alchemical energy, with magic. It's brimming around you. And if you don't allow yourself to channel and focus it in aligned and creative ways, it may come out in, for some, narcissistic actions, selfishness, numbing, like lust, greed, gluttony, things of that nature. And that's not to, like, you know, rely on the language of sin or religion per se, but rather like overindulgence. Yes, okay. Let's have a card, please, and thank you, Spirit. Where can we go from here? Where do we go from here? Thank you. Well, we had 2 jumpers. Unlocking power. Meow. And the gateway. Okay, sorry if that was loud, but I'm really getting excited. I'm feeling it. Okay. Get into it. We have unlocking power with Elspeth. And then we have the gateway with Kunaros. Okay, so unlocking power. Meow, meow, meow. And then we have, what is this one? The gateway, Koronos. I got so excited by the card, I forgot the title. I love how it's Koronos. It's so giving Cerberus. Tell me this is not giving Cerberus energy. So this underworld theme coming through. Gateway, we were already clocking that. I said portal, I said opening right there. Coming out of the underworld, this underworld deck. So different decks building off of this message. Building off of the theme of the recent time. I love how she's even unlocking power and she's near these skulls with this big sword. Now in a downward position. So she's not in fight mode. She's not needing to defend herself. She's not needing to do the most. She's already done the battle. It's like she's catching her breath. I was gonna say catching my breath because I was thinking of lose my breath at the same time. It's like, can you keep up, baby boy, make me lose my breath. Music can be very helpful right now, especially high vibrational music, to really direct your energy as well as keep you hyped, keep you lit, keep you uplifted. You've already made it to the gateway. You already have permission to leave. This Koronos, this Cerberus figure is not actually blocking you or disallowing you passage or transition. If anything, it may be a bit of a test. There are going to be things that may be popping up right now and this is a general collective reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Always get a personal if you want more specific. I'm getting the sense of this guardian of the gate from the underworld may be baring its teeth to kind of test you and be like, you've already really mastered the underworld level that you're coming out of. But now as you get closer to the guardian of the gate, our anxiety is going to be reactivated. Our fear is going to be reactivated where the minute something growls at this potential new layer and level, this new point, are you going to maybe stay in the comfort zone, like I was saying in the last part? Are you going to stay in the comfort zone of what you know you can slay, of what you know you've slain? Or are you going to go forward and be like, I love you, like, let me give you a bone, let me give you a pet, like, Cerberus, you love me, Koronos, you already know we did the gig. I respect you doing your job. Now, let me go and do mine. I've got to get back into the lights. I've got to get back into doing what I'm here to do. Like, I'm the hero of this story. I'm the main character in this narrative. I have leveled up. I am doing the gig. I'm showing up and showing out. I'm not going to be trapped here. And I'm not repeating the same cycle. I am shifting and I have shifted timelines. Okay, we're gonna come back into part 3. I'm gonna clock the book on these ones because I love these decks. And we're gonna get some tarot to see how do we bring this down, seal this in on more pragmatic and practical layers and levels, all right? So join me in the next part. All right, so here we are, part 3 of the reading. Getting into it, we left off with Elspeth, unlocking power, and Koronos with the gateway. So now we're gonna check. I already did the intuitively channeled off the top of the dome reading. So we're gonna clock the book and then we're gonna get the tarot to bring it down a little bit more. So Elspeth, who I know she's like one of the main heroes up in this gig. Let's see, what's her tea? And she does have a card, PS. There's like Elspeth, the card I'm going to read. She does have one where it's like Elspeth in the underworld. And I was just talking all about the underworld and how she's coming out. So, clock that tea. Seek out your inner dragons and overcome them. When we overcome something seemingly impossible, it ends a myth that we have held in our own mind. We have broken the bars on a prison of belief and are now free from its limitations. This unlocks our power. And a little bit about her Magic the Gathering tea. Elspeth is a planeswalker who heroically fought and killed the Hydra. What is that? Polukranos. Giving me Grecian tea. I love how she's saying it's a planeswalker, okay? Because for me, now, I don't know it exactly in the Magic the Gathering world, but when I think about planes of existence, similar to dimensions, similar to realms, right? Walking different worlds. I mean, I already told you, she's gone into the Underworld. Now she's come back up to Midgard. She's gonna have her little heaven tea. Heaven is a place on earth with you. Get into it. I mean, this is basically saying you've slayed your dragons, you've slayed your inner demons, you've done the work to level up. Now it's like another drag queen. This is going to really appeal to my people who are doing Drag Race because I'm getting so many references in this reading. But I'm hearing like when RuPaul's like, now prance, my queen, prance. It's like, y'all are crowned already. You have your crown. Your crown is open. Your crown is active. It's like, you better recognize, ho. Sorry, but it's like, girl, like, get into it. Take your moment. This is your moment. Have it. Own it. Like, keep going. It's like, now that you have the crown, now that you've reawakened, you've reactivated your authority, you've got it. Not trying to be like Seth, but it's like, if we've given you the keys to your own appropriately aligned, abundant kingdom that is for you, blessed for you, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to co-create an abundant empire and kingdom full of beautiful and balanced and abundant harmonious collaboration, exchange and co-creation? Or are you going to be like a selfish and narcissistic, barren, demon-ridden underworld on earth kind of vibe? If you're vibing with me, no, you're not, probably. However, spirit is like, I almost wanted to say think about it, but it's not just think. I want you to receive. Continue being open to your crown and your heart, speaking with you, using that third eye to discern. What are you being guided to co-create now? Now that you're at the gateway / beyond it, what are you being guided to call into form? To anchor in. Okay, they're telling me go onto the gateway card, Coronos. Yeah. Also been feeling a lot more sing-songy today, so that may be another sign. Okay, Coronos, the gateway. The gateway to living a life you love is guarded by your fear. You must push past the fear and self-doubt to realize your own power and connect with your aliveness. Have I not been channeling this the whole time? Oh, sorry, it's Kenoros. Ooh, I had a dyslexia moment. Okay, Kenoros is one of the guardians of the underworld and is a treasured pet of the god Atheros. So this is giving me like Hades Cerberus teas, essentially corollaries, allegories, whatever. I love how we're saying about your aliveness. Get into that Robin song, giving me life. You're giving me life. Like, it's time to get your life, give your life, celebrate life, and live life to the fullest. It's like, for some of y'all, I've been getting Orpheus references recently as well. The myth of Orpheus, how he went down into the underworld to go and get his love Eurydice, but then unfortunately he messed it up because he looked back right at the threshold to see if she was there, and because he turned around, unfortunately she got like sucked back into the underworld, and essentially the mission was a fail. Which really represents, sometimes it's like this looking back, how it can pull us back. Now, in that story, it was a little bit more fatalistic. In this one, your story, the story I'm channeling right now, it's like, even if you've been through your previous Orpheus situations that were like that, there came a point where you reactivated and you were like, I'm getting out of this underworld and I'm getting my life again. I'm getting my love again. I'm moving onward and upward, and I'm doing it with love. I'm not being trapped. I'm not letting go. And there was the video game Hades 1 that came out years ago. Spoiler alert, where thanks to the help of Zagreus, Orpheus ended up reuniting with Eurydice, and it actually helped. So this, for some of y'all, may be saying, like, not only have you gotten a second chance to reunite with what you love, there was collaborative and supportive guides, whether living on this plane of existence, or also, of course, your spiritual guides and team that have helped you and are continuing to help you live your best life, to get essentially more love and more light and more purpose and fulfillment unlocked and active. So now let's get some tarot to bring this down to earth. Kind of bring this in, seal this in, please, and thank you, Holy Spirit team and tribes. Just clocking the time, clocking the tea. For some, definitely also give yourself the fun time and space to dance, sing, have fun, play. It's not all work. It's not all meant to be a grind. There are periods of time where maybe we are more like in the heat of the battle. But like I was saying with Elspeth over here, we're coming more and more into peacetime and creating and living purpose in a state of peace as opposed to war, as opposed to battle. All right, Spirit. Can we get some tarot, please, and thank you? I want to do a 3-card thank you. Jumper, meow. We got the Queen of Swords. Katana looking fierce, looking like she's serving all the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. I really want to say it. Oh, I really want to say it. Sometimes I'm just like, I want to recreate like an OnlyFans for readings just so I could like curse freely. Sorry, not sorry. All right, Katana, who's coming with you? Bring me to, thank you. Yes, Ace of Wands, bring it to the runway. Queen of Swords, give me one more. Sword with the, ooh, she really came that way? All right, 2 cards. Okay, I live. We have Queen of Swords, Ace of Wands, 7 of Swords, and then we got the Knight of Wands. All right, so let's show the kids. Queen of Swords, Katana, Ace of Wands, get into that. And aces for me are blessings and gifts from the universe, always, hands down. 7 of Swords, and I'm almost getting like stick a nail in the coffin, like put a bird on it. And then we got the Knight of Wands, Shazam. Is his name Shazam or Captain Marvel in this universe in DC? Because I always get it confused. I know he says Shazam, but I can't remember if that's his name. I think he's Captain Marvel, to be honest. Comment down below if you know, if you remember. All right, so we had 4 cards pop out and I wanted 3. So 4 wanted to come through, really talking about stability and foundation, grounding this stuff in. This layer, achievement unlocked. Spirit was reminding me of that last night too. So with the Queen of Swords over here, and she's like, look at her. It's like she's looking at her reflection in the sword. She's given, it's fierce. I'm getting the word like resolute. I'm getting the word like decisive. I'm getting definitive. Locked in. Focus. Not only focus though, it's committed. It's sharp. It's on it. No backing down. No going back. Oh my gosh, do you remember that meme years ago where I don't know what show it was from, but it was with the little white girl who was a cheerleader, and she was in like some kind, I think her uniform was green, she had like a little ponytail, and she was like, you know, like just giving neck and face like, and what? And what? And what? 3 times, like very that. It's very that. It's like, Spirit is like, if the Queen of Swords for me, because sometimes people give Queen of Swords like a negative rap where she's cold and she's cut off. Oh wow, we're about to, speaking of cut off, we're about to get into the next part. All right, come back into the next one so I can wrap this up because I'm flowing. All right, welcome back. So where we left off, I was getting into and wrapping up the tarot cards in this reading, going in about the Queen of Swords, essentially how she's showing up in this reading, where it's not about coldness, it's not about being cut off from the world, it's about cutting through the noise, through the BS, and being committed and disciplined to her path, and essentially living her best life. It's like the Queen of Swords has cut through essentially cords and crap that no longer serve, pardon the crassness, and now the Ace of Wands, a gift of creativity, opportunity, magic, manifestational power unlocked to essentially move forward and bring into form what you want to live your best life. To, especially with Ace of Wands, like a new creation, like bringing, I talked about in the earlier parts of this reading, like bringing things into form. Now that you've come out of the underworld and come into this new layer and level, and I'm starting to feel even hotter, getting the hot flashes with this Ace of Wands. feel the heat. Yeah, I'm getting this vibe where it's like, even when I said after the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Swords, I said, essentially put the nail in the coffin. Like, it's a done data. It's done. I know in the traditional Rider-Waite, usually when I get the Seven of Swords, I personally view it as like, not all the time, but a lot of times it's like the scumbag energy. It's like the traitor, the betrayer, the thief, the liar, the trash. Just, ugh. You know, like a summer thief, if you know, you know, kind of vibe. And with this one, it's like, I'm feeling as though this is acknowledging like some of that was in the past. Some of that was what created to that whole underworld thing that we began with at the top of the reading. And Spirit is like, you have accepted that it's done. It's over. You've already accepted that that is done. Like this is why Spirit even had me say earlier, you're going beyond the grieving and mourning, the old parts of self, the old situations, that the old hell that you were in / gotten out of. And now it's about stepping further and further into the light and living your best life and celebrating it. As we get into the Knight of Wands, like Shazam, like calling in the lightning, the layer and level up. I think in the DC universe, usually this character, Captain Marvel, what's his name? His name is Billy something, either Billy Batson, Billy Bat, BB. BB is a child, but when he says Shazam, he becomes a grown-ass man, at least physically, and superhero. So for some of y'all, this is also acknowledging like you've leveled up by unlocking and calling in your power. And every time you call in your power, that lightning, that energy, those bolts of divine electricity, creativity, spirituality, and spiritual power, you are maturing. You're activating more and more of your cellular wisdom, both ancestral as well as spiritually, intergalactically, interdimensionally given to you and coded within you. You level up every time you use your gifts. You mature and gain more experience every time you use your gifts and abilities. And this has been a running theme that's been coming through these last few days. With this Knight of Wands, I mean, look, he's literally like playing with the lightning in his hand and the energy. And I love it. It's like, he's got a bolt of lightning giving me Zeus vibes in his right hand. He's playing with an open palm lightning in the left hand. We've got yellow lightning. We've got blue lightning. We've got different colors. And notice how they're all kind of really radiating and starting from that heart space. The heart space being really, really active. The heart space almost being like this big battery / the main conduit, main power source, main power core, whatever we want to call it. And the cape is caping. The cape is caping. Look at how big the cape is. Almost like in a super world of his own. Divine covering and protection as well. And it's white. It's giving me like spiritual covering, spiritual protection. Spirit is like, play with your power, play with your gifts, play with your divinity, feel your power, utilize your power. Own your power. It is your birthright. It is a gift. And you went through the underworld to unlock / re-unlock, activate / reactivate these gifts and abilities. For some of y'all, and I'm starting to feel it in my hands too. For some of y'all, you may even either be unlocking newer gifts or latent abilities or powers. For my X-Men and mutants out there, you may be getting a secondary mutation, like giving like Emma Frost, like diamond form. Like, I always did well under pressure. You know, like, if you know, you know, like Marvel 97, like kitty cat. Like, okay, they want me to look at the bottom of the deck for the tarot. Caught myself. Wanted to curse with excitement, not rudity, not rudeness. We got the Ace of Cups. What did I tell you about aces? Gifts and blessings from the universe. So you're getting another ace, baby. You're getting the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups for me is emotional fulfillment, as well as healing and cleansing, but especially fulfillment, rejuvenation, okay? Water coming down like, yes, baptize me, Dawn Richard. So we got the Ace of Wands, fire. We got the Ace of Cups, water. Balenciaga balance, okay? Ace of Cups, bottom of the deck, for me, bottom of the deck is like an overarching, all-encompassing, like cushioning the reading, giving a little bubble, soaking it up, sealing it in. And And I'm doing like the snaps, the magic. Ooh, and also they're reminding me water is a conduit for lightning and electricity. I don't know why they have me say it like that, but I'm feeling the current. It's like, so it's also about, for some of y'all, this is really about, even like I'm doing right now, enjoy your own unique vibrance, your own emotional expressions, your creative expression especially. Go for it. This is you leveling up. This is you about moving forward, going for your dream. With this Knight of Wands, I definitely get movement. And I'm not saying do the most and take on a pace or a velocity that's arbitrary or forced. No. What I am inviting, though, is allow, like if you're feeling electric and it's a moment where the momentum is flowing, the current in the iron is hot, like let it strike, let it go for it. Or let yourself go for it, like make the moves. It's me and you now. I've been waiting, think I wanna make a move now. So baby, tell me if you like it. Yes, exactly. It's like, you don't need to be waiting for somebody to, if you're ready, if you ask me, I'm ready. You're ready, baby. Let me tell you, you're ready. Yes, like let yourself be heard. Feel your resonance. Feel your vibration. Sing your soul song. Go for it. Move forward. And if people are not with it, they can get with it or get left, is also what I'm saying. What I'm saying, what I'm seeing, what I'm sensing. I'm going to get a Marvel card to kind of seal this in. Come through magic of Marvel. Can we seal this in? The superpower, super activation. Thank you. Meow! Storm, unleash the thunder. Y'all saw me shuffle. You know this was not rigged. Talking all about the electricity, the current, with the storm, with the goddess. Okay? You better, girl. Let it out, let it shine. Stand in your power, your royalty, your regality, your empire, your dominion from start to finish. This reading has been talking all about it. It's like, do the gig. Now, I love me some Storm. She's like, her and Jean Grey go back and forth between being my favorite, CBH. Unleash the thunder. And thunder, remember, it doesn't just say the lightning, it says the thunder. The thunder is the rumble. The thunder is the vibration. The thunder is the sound, okay? Like before we talk about letting your light be seen, it's also for a lot of y'all, this is about in that throat chakra we got in the beginning, letting your voice be heard, your creativity, your truth, whether it's in writing, whether it's in spoken word, whether it's in singing, playing an instrument, all the above. Let it out. No more playing it small. You are a sovereign being. You are a king, queen, emperor, empress, sovereign, genderqueer ruler of the gods, goddesses, and goddesses. Okay? This is really not only, this is about, whereas the last one was asking you to really show up for your powers and for the team, this one is about carrying yourself with healthy confidence and pride, owning your duty and allowing yourself to enjoy the journey and live the well-rounded and harmonious life you've always wanted and dreamed of. One where you can have fun and purpose, play and divine labor and sacred service. Don't hold back from being the main character, the it girl. You got your crown, now prance, my queen, prance. I'm Dil Divine, and I'll be back soon. Mwah. Okay, I decided to do a bonus part because I was about to wrap it up, but Spirit was like, they were clocking me, and this is real tea, let me tell you. They were clocking me because a part of my human, worried about social media and people paying attention vibe was like, oh, is this too long? Do I need to wrap it up? Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And they were like, remember what you're here for. You're showing up for the collective. You're showing up for the reading in full to get into this entire gig. You don't have to cut yourself short. For the people who are here for it. And so they wanted me to share this on camera for some of y'all who may also be carrying views about metrics and data and some should energy about how something should be presented. And not to say that that stuff doesn't matter, right? There's effectiveness. I know there are tips and tricks for being business owners, creatives, artists, whatever. However, Spirit is like, Don't arbitrarily cut off your flow to fit some pre-existing notion, some pre-existing standard, because you are moving forward as your own sovereign being. Let it out. The storm ain't over until it's over. Let yourself be heard. And the reason why they wanted me to come back for the bonus is because they wanted me to look at the bottoms of the deck from the decks that we used here in this reading. We already did the tarot on the last one with the Ace of Cups, but they would like me to share with y'all the other ones from the oracles. So we're gonna go with the Magic of Marvel. Now, where Storm was the pop out, and I may even get the book, we have Domino, another mutant, XX, gang gang. I'm always feeling lucky. Meow. I'm always feeling lucky. I'm also getting now, I never really saw the Hunger Games, but I know may the odds be ever in your favor. Or at least I think that's the quote. Comment down below. The odds are in your favor, baby. I'm always feeling lucky. Like Domino's mutant power, she essentially affects probability of things and things go into her favor. They work out for her. Like, whereas I know Scarlet Witch really warps reality, and then in other versions of her, she could like basically hex and bend reality to also go in her thing. Domino's mutant power is straight up like the odds. It's like if she's gonna go for the shot, you know, she's pretty much gonna sink the shot. She's gonna get it. Like she's gonna hit the target. So Spirit is basically, I'm feeling like this is a mantra and affirmation almost for those of y'all who like to work with mantras, affirmations, and all that jazz. I'm always feeling lucky. This is about, once again, re-encoding your mindset, heart set, your vibration, letting it be at this core that you are abundant, you are fortunate, you are lucky, you are supported by the universe, point blank, period. Where you set your mark, where you set your target, it will work. And if it doesn't, that means it was universally meant to go the way it was, to either redirect you to where you're supposed to go and get you essentially even more aligned on your path, and or to bring you to what is really, really for you. Because remember, we're not denied, we're usually delayed from things. So you're feeling lucky. We have, with the unconscious, bottom of the deck from the Magic Oracle, Magic the Gathering Oracle, the unconscious with Tromokratis. Tromokratis. Oh, I like that one. Tromokratis. So the unconscious, and we see like a little warrior down in the corner, and then there's a big old ice behemoth kind of beast. Yeah, this thing is like half ice sea, as well as icy, meow. Icy, spicy, yeah, I'm too pricey. Come on, Denali. This is like the conquering the unconscious. I feel like this is the bottom of the deck, indicating ultimately there's going to be these moments where like these big behemoth things, this is a part of the hero's journey, right, in life. Like we go through different chapters and segments, and whenever we're leveling up or moving on to the next thing, we're being presented with a timeline shift. Often there is a part or something from the unconscious, whether it's a big trauma, whatever that comes up, to be faced and embraced and integrated. Now, in the context of these storylines, you know, they're battles, and we have to slay the beast, slay the dragon, as we've already done. I feel like Spirit is saying at this point, if you feel things, I feel as though this is more of, Spirit is saying, especially if you've been having a chapter where maybe there were more external parties, more external energies, and stuff like that were more of a problem or issue. Like I already said, it's a done data. The nail is in the coffin with that. It's done. So anything that comes up at that point is more like lingering ghosts or stuff in your unconscious that you really have already slayed, and it's about remembering it and putting it to rest, and also melting it with your light, melting it with your powers. Okay? Yeah, that's really simple, actually. They were just like, yeah, and let that be that. And what? Bottom of the deck from Mausolea, we have the thinker, the father of knowledge. Knowledge, instruction, reinvention. And I love this feather in his hand. I mean, the third eye and the crown is very open. It's a very interesting illustration. There's like that floating feather above his left hand. Okay, so I'm receiving wisdom and knowledge here, especially knowledge. Wisdom comes from application and experience, and wisdom contributes to knowledge. I'm getting this energy, bottom of the deck. I'm feeling this is a bit of I'm feeling this as really support from spirit guides. For some of y'all, masculine ancestors specifically, masculine energies coming through. Remain open. Remain open to your divine guidance, of course, always. There's something about, and now they're giving me a little Gemini tease. Be open to opportunities to almost like expand your skill set, to learn some new tricks, get some new tools, and or innovate with the tools and knowledge that you've already got, like apply it in a new way. Like I'm getting ingenuity here. I'm getting ingenuity type creativity. And when I use that word ingenuity, I think of like tinkering. I was about to say gadgetry, which is interesting. So if anybody's doing anything techie, definitely for you. Like double confirmation or whatever, amplified. There's something about like combining almost like the pure raw inspiration and creativity that comes from the feminine side and center, and then leveraging the masculine power of, once again, bringing things into form and bringing it to forms in innovative new ways. It's about this divine alchemy and holy harmony and holy marriage within, let alone how that's reflected in your external reality. So there's something about where, and that feather is almost floating above, it's floating above his left hand, right? And he's carrying a scroll already in his right hand. But it's like this ethereal, ephemeral feather that looks almost like a quill, a writing instrument, if you will, that's about to be received. But it's coming in through the feminine side, the receiving side, the intuitive side. That's why it's in that more spiritual form before, but it's about to land in the hand. And I feel like as it lands in the hand, it's gonna go from like the glowy blue, spiritual ethers and realm, and it's gonna like basically tangify, tangibilize, become tangible, and then we can, whether you're a lefty or a righty, put it in your writing hand and put that mess on the scroll. So this could be a very good time, especially to be journaling and jotting down your ideas, whipping open your notepad on your phone. If you have like a brain blast and inspiration that comes through, it's like, do not sleep on the creative ideas that are coming through for you and or innovative thoughts, edit, changes, stuff like that. Spirit is like apply the knowledge. Don't just let it be lingering and thinking and floating up in the ethers or floating up in your mind in the third eye. It's like, get that down on paper, bring it into form. That's not to say you need to rush or force things to get to the final product or final goal, final version or whatever, but really allow yourself to capture this and utilize it step by step and allow yourself to embrace the learning. Allow yourself to embrace being the student and the experimenter, I'm getting. And trust with the domino, yes, trust that it's working out in your favor. The odds are on your side. So also don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to go for it. Don't allow like those ghosts and those haunted, thank you Spirit, this is it sealing in. Don't allow those ghosts or those things from the past to hold you back from the next leap of faith, the next experiment, the next like trial, as in you're trying things, playing around, the next cooking experiment, like whatever it is, you have more than enough, especially with the gifts and wisdom and support here. It's like birth and bring into form what you're being guided to bring into form. Use your magic, cast the spell, write the story, write the poem, do the gig. And a lot of this blue energy, and a lot of blue energy towards the end with the throat chakra. So get into it. All right, this is about to wrap. I'm Dil Divine, sending you love.